So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. We're here with Vinny from Oolong.
Oolong.
We're going to ask you some questions. I'm going to start. What inspired you to start the band?
Well, I've been playing in bands, I guess, for the past, 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of casually, always playing guitar and stuff. But I would say that after our first band broke up in 2016, we were in this it's like crappy half pop punk, half hardcore band. It was weird. We were covering half Turnstile songs and then Old Grey songs. It was just a very strange band.
Yeah.
But after that band broke up, I remember years I just wanted to start a project, and I just kept kind of walking around the idea. And then I remember 2018, I was just like, I'm just gonna start this. And I hit up my friend Scott, who played bass originally, but now he plays third guitar. He came over and we started writing. It started out of total thin air, but it was pretty much something I was thinking about for years. I'd say from 2016 onward.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess and then the failures of my other band kind of made me want to do this, and
Makes sense.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Cool. So I'd assume it was your idea to start the band then.
Yeah, this whole I don't want to ever. I never like to be I never like to use I always like to make it we're all we're a band, we all work together. But realistically, this project was just me writing everything, me getting everything going, because it was just that type of project, and I just would ask people to come on board. I think that was the big difference with our other band, was we were all kind of working together, where this was just me just starting a band and people coming on board.
Okay.
Yeah, all the songs have changed though. As we've added, we used to just be a two-piece. It was a bass player, me and on vocals and guitar, and then a drummer. And now we have 3 guitarists, so it's
Wow.
a lot of
Oh,
things
shit.
have changed since the start of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So how did you guys all meet? How did it all come together?
So we're all actual personal friends. We're all genuinely best friends. So it wasn't it was I'm asking my friends, hey, do you want to be in this band? It was more or less asking my friends. So our old band, it was me, our other guitar player Matt, and our current bass player, who was just doing vocals at the time, Jesse.
Okay.
So, and then it was 2 other members, a drummer and a bass player. So we were all in bands before, and then when I started this, I asked our friend Scott, who I always wanted to be in our old band, but he just never was able to join the band for whatever reason.
Okay.
So I got him, and then 2 of my best friends, and then I asked Sam if he knew any drummers in the area in the summer of 2018, probably.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, I'll drum for you. And I'm like, sweet, I have a drummer now.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's cool.
Happens to be a great drummer, too. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's good.
My dream drummer, that's the best thing. It's I used to tell my old drummers to play like Sam back in the day, and then I get
The
Sam
drummer.
drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Cool. So what is your writing process like?
It's really, really, really all over the place. I would say I write skeletons of songs, or I just write full songs. There's some songs where we've never changed them as a band, where I wrote them and that was it. There was nothing else changed.
Yeah.
Village High Life was like that. That was just I wrote it at night, and then I brought it to the band, and then we've kept the song exactly the same ever since.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most of the time I write a skeleton, and then we just layer instruments on it and change everything. The reason I say it's all over the place is because there's literally no process. Super stressful, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I get that. So what's the first song that you guys wrote as a band, or for this project?
I wrote "Welcome to Destiny Island." That was the first song I wrote for this project.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
cool.
It was I remember the idea was it was just like right away. Like that song hasn't changed at all either. Like that song's always been like very stable.
Okay.
That one I wrote a while ago.
Mhm. So, what does the name Oolong mean?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
it's a tea, like it's black tea in Chinese. That's what oolong tea really is.
Okay.
Okay.
Just black tea's pretty awesome,
Mhm.
but oolong tea is specifically awesome. But I really also like the anime Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Original Dragon Ball. I like Z obviously, but Dragon Ball specifically was something I like kind of grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the character Oolong, he's a shape-shifting pig.
Okay.
Mhm.
He's also like an asshole.
Oh.
But we kind of we're based off the character from Dragon Ball. That's like kind of the reference. Like the whole shape shifting aspect of it is kind of the angle I've kind of thought about.
Yeah.
For the band.
Yeah, her
Okay,
and I,
that's cool.
we're very glad that there is a meaning behind it, because we talked
Yeah.
about it beforehand. We're like, if this has no meaning, we're going to be very disappointed. Like
You're
the
gonna
whole
have to
name.
make something up for it.
Yeah, we were going to sit here and make something up for you.
Yeah.
So, what bands have you been listening to while you're stuck at home?
Oh, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What have I been listening to? Yesterday, I've been listening to a lot of Foxtails. If
Okay.
You know
Ooh.
that band.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my probably my favorite Scrams bands right now. I would say like active wise.
Mhm.
I've been listening to a lot of Foxtails. I've been listening to a lot of Street Smart Cyclists.
Okay.
And I've been listening to a lot of Merchant Ships. If you know, it's another Scrams. I just listened to Screamo, to be honest. Like that's
Okay. Yeah.
what I've been listening to for the past couple. I listen to different things each day, but I generally keep it in the realm of Screamo, emo. Like I have an awful taste in music.
I think it's pretty good, but all right.
Yeah. Shane can relate to that.
Yeah.
So I know you guys just released an album, but are you working on any new projects while you're stuck at home?
Oh yeah, I have 10 new songs written.
Oh shit.
10?
Oh shit.
Jesus!
Got another album.
Yeah, we have another record pretty much written. So
Wow.
it's now about getting that finalized and just right. There are songs where I could already play them all. Like they're already like in my back pocket type things where I can like, just play them whenever. So we recorded that. There's going to be a lot of music. The reason I started this project was to just put out tons of music. Like,
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Are you planning on releasing any soon? Or I know you like just dropped an album, but like
I would say we're going to record in June. So
Okay,
Oh, okay.
alright.
Awesome.
Should be new stuff. Maybe, possibly. We also
Okay.
we're doing projects. We have a lot of things lined up. We're doing we're doing some cool stuff I'm not really allowed to talk about yet, but expect some really awesome collaboration stuff in the future.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
So aside from working on new music, how else have you been staying busy during quarantine?
At first I was riding a lot of bikes. I was just like biking around everywhere.
Okay.
I haven't been doing that anymore. I've been playing video. Honestly, like, I don't really get too much. I get a lot of it's hard for me to like stay focused on stuff. It's
I
hard
get
for me
that.
to like really engross myself in stuff. But it's really just been playing guitar,
Mhm.
and then everything else has been like around that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I do every day. Is I just focus. I just play guitar for hours and play music, and then in between there, I'll sometimes play video games or. But it's kind of it's getting really boring.
Yeah, really old.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I get that.
So I have to ask this: what video games are you actually playing now?
I'm playing Warzone. That's
Warzone?
what I'm
Okay.
playing, yeah.
I've been
Okay,
meaning
cool.
to get to that. Yeah.
Check that out.
Really good BR. Honestly.
All right.
Very much enjoying it.
All right. Cool.
Cool. So, what is your favorite part of being a part of the music industry?
I would say just being. I mean, I always I really just like being part of the DIY community. Even before I was in a band, I just go to a lot of shows and go to a lot of DIY stuff. Realistically, like, I do the band just for putting out music. I don't really
Okay.
do it for anything else. I do it to play shows to meet like new people and community and stuff. Like, it really, for me, it's all about the music and then being part of the community. I don't really care about anything else, to be honest. Like, it's really,
Okay.
like the amount of people I've met through this band, it's that to me is like really what does it for me, is like just meeting people and just yeah, that's probably been the best part, is just being part of this awesome community.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what's your favorite part of making the music itself, like having it all come together?
My favorite part is just screaming just screaming. It's just being in that flow state. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, if I didn't have to record records, I wouldn't record. I would just go play out. I really would do that. Problem with that is then trying to play cool shows out is a lot harder when you have no
I get
music.
that.
But I really just like the whole being in the room with the drummer and your guitar and just getting super into that whole, like, really getting in that flow state. That's really what I do it for. Like, performing, really anything where I'm like with a guitar in my hand, there's a blasting amp, and there's a drum kit. I'm generally in my happiest place.
Cool.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's cool. So, what artists are your biggest inspiration when you make music?
Okay. I would say pretty much like the Philadelphia scene from like 2008 to 2012 is probably like one of the most influential scenes for me. And then the like mid 90s like Midwest emo scene are generally the two places I look for. So some bands in that, I'm very inspired by bands like Glockamora, Snowing, I Kill Giants, Marietta, bands like in that realm of like mathy twinkle emo-ish. And then I'm a huge fan of Cap and Jazz. That's probably like one of my favorite bands ever. And then I also like just like early hardcore music. So I just like things that are really fast, like the Bad Brains or Minor Threat or Gorilla Biscuits, things like that. Like, I just like music that's ridiculously fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much like taking all of that. I Kill Giants, I would say, is one of our biggest influences for About Your Imaginary Friend. I would say that's what I was like really listening to before that record came out a lot.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
So what was your first concert, and do you think like going to live music as a whole has like changed how you present yourself on stage?
Oh, 100%. I got into, I guess, I really wasn't really a musician much. I always played guitar. I was always a guitar player and whatnot. And then I found in like when I was in high school, I would say like 5-6 years ago, I started like finding bands, and my friend showed me The Story So Far, and I was like, oh wow, like this is cool. The first show I went to was the Story So Far basement show.
Oh,
it was a
shit.
basement The Story So Far show.
Wow.
Which was really cool. I didn't know Basement at the time. I've seen them 7 times after that, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so that was really fun. I remember just like being super into it, and then the after, I guess I call it like the show after high, when you're after a show and you're like just super pumped up for no reason.
Yeah.
And then I remember like just wanting to do that a lot, and then I found my friend showed me American football. Like it's like the band that everyone shows there. It's like, oh, listen to emo music. And then I remember I loved American football. I found like Algernon and stuff. But like once I went to a live show, it like really got me into the whole thing, especially with screaming. For me, like screaming was never something I was super into. And then when I started going to shows and just screaming and like became part of the whole act, it was like, oh, it clicked.
Yeah.
Then everything changed. Yeah, I'd say I only care about live performances. Like for me, the bands that I respect more are the bands that have a better live show rather than just putting out music. I really look up to that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's fair. I also agree, yeah. So if you could go to any show, past or present, which show would you go to? Like, literally any show ever.
Oh, gosh. There's one that is sticking out in my head, but I'm trying to remember. There was a show that Okay, so there was a show that I missed. This show I would probably pick. I actually was supposed to go to this show. This was a couple months ago. I'm friends with a musician called Greg Mendez. He makes music. He's from Philadelphia. Fantastic. Some of the most wholesome acoustic music I've ever listened to. It's just super wholesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I've seen Greg in basements. I've seen him perform, and I'm like, oh, Greg's performing with John Galm from Snowing. They're doing like a solo performance. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll go to that. I'll drive 3 hours to Philadelphia to just go see this, whatever.
Yeah.
But the day before, I went to a really awesome show in New Jersey, and then I couldn't go to that. So I went to that, and then I was like, the next day, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna miss the Philadelphia show. And it's like it hit like 7:30 p.m. and someone was like, oh, that show you were gonna go to, Vinny, was a secret Snowing show. And that's the show I'd probably want to go to, is because I was supposed to go to that Snowing show. That's probably my dream show, is to go see Snowing in a room with 6 people. Because there was like not many people at the show. And it was like in a basement in Philly where they're like, and it was just, I wish I went to that. Because, yeah, that would have been the best show of my life.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, ow.
Bad day.
So what are your top 3 songs to perform live?
Ooh, I like playing Welcome to Destiny Island a lot. That one's fun. I like playing... To be honest, I don't like playing any of them. I'm just kidding. Rick Murphy, I like playing. To be honest, I think one of the things that I worked on with this new record, or the new music I've made, is I've made it more fun for me to play. I think a lot of these songs, they're like very technical and stuff, so like a lot of the time they're not that fun to play.
Yeah.
Like, I make them fun to play, but like there's like parts where I'm like, oh, this part's coming up. I hate doing this.
Yeah.
I would say Rick Murphy. The songs that are as simple as possible are the ones that I generally enjoy the most.
Yeah,
I'd say
I get that.
Rick Murphy, Miller's High Life, and Welcome to Destiny Island are generally my favorite. The new stuff I tailored more towards like having more fun on stage and stuff.
Okay. So what is your dream venue to play in? Like, I know you said you do music to, put music out, but if you were to perform in a big venue, what venue would that be for you?
I'm weird. Like, I think like my dream venue is First Unitarian Church in Philadelphia, and a lot of people go, "That place smells. It's disgusting." I go, "I know."
Exactly.
I think
that's
that's
fine.
probably the place I want to go to.
Okay.
I've always wanted to play there. It's like probably my dream venue. That or Gilman.
Okay.
I'd say either that or Gilman are generally the 2 places I would be like, "Wow, that's so cool that I got to play there."
Yeah, I hope you get to do that.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
So we do this thing. We get a question from the last band we interviewed. So this one comes from Calling All Astronauts. What is the worst song you've ever released? Do you have one?
Worst song we've released. Worst song, I would say like the song that I don't like the most is maybe Dude.
Okay.
But a lot of people tell me they like that song, so I don't really. I'd say Dude is probably the song that I'd be like. I wrote a lot of these songs when I was first really getting into songwriting. Like, I've been writing for a while, but it was mainly like improvising for years, and then I finally was like learning how to write. So a lot of these songs were like my first attempts at making like music like this.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I know a lot more about what to do. So I feel like Dude is that song where it's like I feel like I just did too much, and I feel like I could have done it
a lot
better.
less. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you think you would remake it in the future?
No, definitely not. I don't think I could ever change it. I think I would just like, see, that's my thing is like once I have an identity for a song, it's very hard for me to like go back and change stuff. And that's actually why I struggle with songwriting, is because I'm like constantly like, oh, I love this riff, I love this, but maybe it doesn't go, and I get super attached to things. So I'm very attached to that song, but so I probably would never change it. But that's the song I know we could have written something better.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So where do you see Oolong in the next 5 years?
I mean, I'll always be putting out music. So I mean, we'll probably be trucking on. We're all really busy. Like, 2 of our guitar players are in the union. Are in a union, so we can't really tour with them anyway.
Okay.
I also have like a whole bunch of musicians I work with that could come on tour with us and stuff. But I would say I'm just gonna continue releasing music. I have plans on putting out like 3 more projects in the next year and a half or so.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay. Cool.
So there should be new music and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I think about this all the time. I don't know if Oolong's going to become an instrumental math rock band or if we're going to become like a hardcore band. I know that I'm going to just like change our sound totally after a couple years. I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just always be making music. I guess that's the only thing I can really say about that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I get
That's cool.
that. So for the last couple questions, we're gonna move completely away from music. If you were on death row, what would your last meal be and why?
I would say a Cizzini and soup and Cizzini and sweet potato fries. Now that's like a Long Island delicacy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, it's this like Long Island place called Super Fry.
Okay.
They have this thing called a Cizzini, and it's the most basic thing, but that would probably be my last meal. It's really good.
Okay. Cool. Any drink? Or did you say a drink?
Just water. That's my
Just water. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
That's more
That
than
works.
loser.
yeah.
I could pick anything, but I pick water.
Water. I mean, water's good. So,
Yeah, I see
that's
nothing wrong with it.
so if you could live in any fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Oh, that's. I was about to say that's real easy, but then I started thinking about it a little harder. No, I would definitely say I would love to be a Namekian in Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I would say I would want to live in the Dragon Ball universe,
Okay.
and I would want to be a Namekian specifically. I think that would be my species, I guess.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
Now, this is the last question, probably the most important one. What's your favorite color?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Guac green.
Okay.
Guac
Probably
green.
That's different.
Well, do you
Wow.
know the band Guac?
Uh-huh.
I do not.
No.
Look up the band Guac. We're great friends, and they have a specific green, and guac green's my favorite color.
Okay.
It's spelled
Okay.
GWUAK.
GW. Okay. GW.
Hashtag Guac rock.
Yes, the very bright. I see it.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Yeah. Wow. That was very specific. Usually people are just like green, and we have to push them like, okay, what shade of green? But
Yeah.
you went.
You went
You
straight
were-
for the shade. Perfect.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So that's all the questions we have. Is there anything you'd like to plug?
I'm just gonna plug a bunch of bands that I'm friends with, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
go for it.
Listen to the band Ogbert the Nerd. Listen to the band Shirley Temple. Listen to the band Good Sleepy. Danny the Street, 2 Point Conversion, Hospital Bristol. Just throwing out a ton of DIY bands because the fam.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this whole thing slows down and we can start going to shows again and
Hell yeah.
make some more music, and hopefully that can happen.
Definitely.
So this was Vinny from Oolong, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.